guys, it's Bye Shy back with another motherfucking video. How are you guys doing today? I don't feel like I asked you guys that. How are you guys doing today? How has your week been? You know? What's your plans? Are you getting lit on the weekend? What's up? What's happening? Talk to me. Because I be feeling like, I don't know. Like, y'all be watching. Some of y'all like. Very rarely do you guys ever interact with me. I don't know what's up with that. I thought we were supposed to be friends. Like, what's going on? Like, I want to talk to you guys. I want to see what you want to, you know, what you want to know about me, what you want to see from me, blah, blah, blah. Because I'm, right now, I'm really just, like, posting, just a post of what I feel like is, you know, good content and what you guys would like to see. But I need feedback, all right? Constructive criticism. Like, let me know. Let me know. Because, at the end of the day, it's entertainment. You don't let me know what you want to see, it's just going to be all over the place, you know? Well, it's not all over the place, but I'm pretty much staying on track of what I already said I was going to be posting, but I would very much like the feedback. Talk to me, you know, we're supposed to be besties, you know? Right? Okay. With that being said, I want to start another segment. I will be adding to the other one that I had. I will be interviewing somebody soon. Don't come for me. I want to do another segment, and I don't know what I'm gonna call it. Maybe it's gonna be like Curvy Q teas, questions and tea, you know what I mean? So the reason for that being, let me just rewind back. I want to make this a safe space for my she, he's, and theys. It is for my plus size babes, but it's not excluding anybody else that's not plus size. So experience with dating as plus size women, or just anything day-to-day life with being a plus size woman. It could be anything, like doctors, jobs, clothes, anything. If you want to sit back and just listen to some tea, if you want to send us something or whatever the case may be, do it. Feel free to, because I don't want it to just be, you know, I don't want anybody to feel any type of way or feel like they're left out or anything like that. So what I want to talk about is dating while plus size, because I just feel like, I don't know, for the most part, what's affected me more is probably dating. There's a lot of other shit with being plus size though, and a lot of other shit that I'm seeing now, especially with, you know, the career path that I'm choosing, and things that I want to do. I feel like there's so many story times that I could do about the toxic people that I have dated or had a situationship with. And I just feel like this would be very therapeutic, you know what I mean? Therapeutic for me, therapeutic for you, therapeutic for a lot of people, especially if you want to, you know, just get up here and let that shit all out. Like, bitch, this let it out, sweetie. I am here. We are all ears. I want to make this a safe space for everybody. I want to have keys, you know what I mean? And it don't even have to be bullshit that's happening between you and somebody. If you want to rant and rave about somebody that's treating you like a fucking goddess, like as you should, feel free to do it too. It doesn't have to be, you know, negative or anything like that. For right now, because I do think people will want to be anonymous with certain things. So if anything, I would say just DM me on Instagram, which I always have my, you know, it's in my intro, it's always in my, you know, the description below. So if anything, if you want to DM me an experience or whatever the case may be, or you relate to something that I'm about to say or whatever, just DM me. I would love to hear it. I don't know if I'm gonna respond to the DMs or if I want to put it in a video. That's another thing too. If you just want to DM me, you just want to talk, feel free to do that as well. If you want something to be featured on the channel whenever I do the Curvy Q teas, that's fine as well. Just let me know in the DM. I want to start this because I feel like it's something that we should be talking about more. There's probably people out there that talk about it, but you know, everybody's not me. So if you hear my cat, please disregard him. I just want to get up here and talk about that because I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's me, but I feel like a lot of people don't really understand, and kind of to go off on the whole body shaming video I did, I don't think a lot of people understand where we're coming from as plus size people, but especially as women, because it's like, yo, even when I tell like my guy friends about how a guy approached me in my DMs or something, they'd be like, yo, dudes really do that? That's really happening? Da, da, da. Yes! This is real. It is true. Well, today I'm probably just gonna go or do a little story time about one of my toxic situations, one of my first attachments, because of the fact that he recently hit me up. And I would say dating for me has been very problematic. No, let me stop. It's been very, like, horrible. I'm not even gonna hold you, horrible. And as you can guess, it really has to do with my size, or just the person being toxic overall, or even, you know, me having toxic, you know, traits. I'm not the type of person that's just gonna be like, oh, this person did this to me, 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 and I never did anything. I'm just an innocent soul. I would never, because I know I'm not. I know I'm an asshole. I know I can be an asshole. I know my moods get very shifty, and I know in certain situations I probably could have handled it better. I know I could have. You know, that's a part of growing. So I'm never gonna make something seem like to y'all that I never did anything wrong, or whatever the case may be. I'm always gonna come forth with any wrongdoings. But when I tell you, bitch, for the most part, my relationships, well, I can't even say relationships. I've probably been in 3 relationships my whole life. Yeah, 3 official relationships. Everything else has been a situationship. I'm probably gonna have story times about my past relationships with people, or situationships with people, and bruh, when I tell you, even the people that have done me wrong, right, they always come back around. And a lot of people might think that as, like, you know, well, they're coming back or whatever, so blah blah blah. They might think that's another chance to work things out. In some cases it might be. For the most part, with people that are toxic, it's really just to see if they still have that power hold on you. You know what I mean? And bruh, finding the red flags in situations and shit like that, you might be like, nah. You want to give people the benefit of the doubt? No, it's purple, it's blue. But like, it's a red flag. Get out of that situation immediately. Don't come back ever again. Like, leave me alone. And it's kind of just like, even if they don't say it's because you're plus size or whatever the case may be, you can kind of gather information to conclude that. Not to say that you should jump to conclusions or whatever with certain situations, because you can have an idea of something, but it honestly could not be like that, but you feel like that because of the things that, you know, you see. My first love, I like to say now attachment, because I don't even particularly, I feel like I have a lot of love for him and I care about him, you know, as a friend and everything like that, but I don't really feel like I was even in love the way that I was feeling like I was in love. So you probably gonna be like, well, Cheyenne, how do you know that he was treating you differently because you were plus size, or how do you know that blah 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 because of blah 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 blah, right? I actually have heart evidence. I've caught this man talking about me to his friends. I've caught this man acting differently towards me because I was plus size. I've seen the type of women that he's gone after. You know what I mean? One of the days that I actually chilled with them, I'm coming up behind him. He's like a little farther than me. So he goes in the house, whatever, leaves the door open. He goes around the corner real quick. I'm like, okay. I'm walking around, close the door, whatever. So I walk around the corner to the hallway where they're at. So he's like peeking into the doorway. And he's like, I hear him trying to be low, but I can still, he's in ear range. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not that hard at hearing. I can hear that shit. He basically, you know, says to them, oh, fat girl is here, right? Wow, nigga, like, that's what y'all call me? What the fuck? So I was just so flabbergasted, because I was like, damn, that's what y'all be doing behind my back? Like, that's what y'all be saying behind my back? Like, and I thought we were friends. We hang out all the time. We go on trips together, if you know what I mean. We go on trips together. So it's kind of just like, that day was kind of just like, and I was quiet, and you know, they kept asking me like, oh, what's wrong, what's up with you, blah blah blah, like, and they would always be like, oh, you're tweaking. I wasn't tweaking. I knew what the fuck was going on, but I wasn't gonna say anything right then and there and be like, I wasn't a very confrontational person. Like, if something bothered me, and that's probably another reason why I got so bullied the way that I was getting bullied, because if something bothered me, I never said anything about it. I kind of just let it go on. I never was the type to really stick up for myself in situations like that. So it was like, I'm not going to sit there and confront all of you about, you know, you talking about me. So yeah, like, I wasn't the type to really confront people on them talking about me or whatever the case may be. Even if they straight up said it to my face, like, you fat bitch, I would never, you know, I would be like, Okay, like, I would go home and cry about the shit because, yeah, I was a punk ass bitch. But yeah, no, I was never the type to you know, stand up for myself. So even me knowing that, I was still dealing with him. And I know you're probably gonna listen to it and be like, you dumbass bitch. So it's like, I know for a fact, and me and him even had a discussion, because at one point he did go to jail, and you know, he was writing me letters and stuff like that, expressing how he wanted to be in a relationship after years of toxic bullshit. And you know, I actually brought it up about, you know, the fact that I overheard him talking about me to his friends. And his response was, well, we're a fat girl, so. And I was just like, wow, so. I don't understand how you think that was okay. That was okay for you and your friends to have a kiki about me behind my back and thinking I was going to hear the shit. And me hearing that and being a, you know, young, impressionable girl that liked this boy and that thought he liked me back, that's heartbreaking, you know? Especially because me and him were actively doing yoga. And it was just like, you know, how is this person talking about me or feeling this way about me or making fun of me and we're doing this? It was very confusing, you know what I mean? But now I know that just because somebody is doing yoga with you, that doesn't mean that they actually want to be your partner, you know? With my first attachment, I went through so many, I've seen, witnessed, heard so many different females. I feel like that's probably why he wanted to try our relationship. Because he already went through his whole phase of all these different girls, and I was the last one, I guess, standing or actually keeping in contact with him and making sure that he was straight. Just because of, you know, I still have love for him. I care about him as a friend, but it wasn't anything that was ever romantic. That been stopped for me when we got to that point and when he wrote me that letter. So it was really confusing for me. So I was just like, why the fuck do you feel like I'm gonna date you now? We've already been through this toxic bullshit. Yeah, no, I'm good. I would never. Me being there, and for the most part, our situationship was under wraps. Nobody really knew that we hung out. Nobody really knew that we talked or anything like that. For the most part, when we did meet up, it would be after school. There was probably like a rare time that we actually walked home together because we lived right, you know, by each other. But other than that, no. You know, and it was just so many things that transpired, and it was just like, bro, like, but you seen a pattern with the girls that he was going after, and it was like, well, you say this, but then you do this. We do this, but then you do this, and it would be disrespectful, openly, right in front of my face, like, type of thing. Like, he did not have any regard for any of my feelings or anything like that. And I really do think it had to do with the fact that, you know, obviously guys are gonna be guys, and a lot of the time, unless you're a strong-minded person, because I genuinely feel like dudes are just like, some dudes, I'm not gonna say all, some dudes are weak-minded, and they will let their friends' opinions about certain things influence them and how they move, even though they were fine with something before, you know what I mean? So, but I genuinely don't even think he liked me like that. It was kind of just, he had access to me, and it was easy. That's basically how I feel, and that's basically what it was. So, I just feel like it was the simple fact that, you know, he was bringing me around all the time, and I was around his friends all the time. I thought they were my friends too, until, you know, I found out about that whole situation. There was another time, it was actually me, him, another friend, and his girlfriend, and me and his girlfriend were actually really cool or whatever. Like, we would talk all the time, and in my mind, it kind of felt like, you know, I was special in some sort of way. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. This is old Cheyenne. This is young, naive Cheyenne. Please do not judge me. But yeah, and the way I thought it was special, because it's like, you know, he has his girl and I'm here with you, so there's some type of, and we're kind of in the situationship. I had to go home, and he always walked me home, right? It was never an issue before, or I didn't know it was an issue. Because of course his boys are not going to tell me he's saying this and this and that. Boys are not like that. But his boy's girlfriend actually told me that one time, like, after me ranting and raving to her about how I like him so much and blah blah blah, her telling me, he's acting like, he doesn't want to walk home with you and blah blah blah, like me and I was gonna say his name. Me and blank keep telling him, like, that's not right, blah blah blah, this and that, because I genuinely didn't even know where I was at. So it was like me trying to walk home from wherever I was at, and it was getting dark and shit like that. I would have lost my fucking way. She was just telling me, like, yeah, he's acting like, he doesn't want to walk you home. He's acting like this, he's acting like that, he's saying this and that. And it was kind of just like, wow, like, it really hurt my feelings, because it's just like, why are you acting like that, She was telling me that. I'm like, damn, I feel bad, because I'm like, now y'all, it's making it seem like y'all have to force him to walk me home. And it's just like, bruh. That same night, we ended up, doing the do. And it was crazy because, for one, this person took my virginity. Even after all of that, even whatever. That's when, once we did that, that was kind of when I was like, okay, so do I love him? Is this it? Like, what's going on here? Blah, blah, blah. Damn, this situation happened. I feel like shit because blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Me, personally, I feel like my thought process was like, oh, well, I'm gonna stick by him. Like, I'm gonna stick by him. Like, one day he's gonna realize, like, he really does love me. And da, 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 da. Pathetic. Truly pathetic. Honestly pathetic. Me now, never. But me when I was younger, yeah, I really just thought, this is the best it's gonna get for me. And it sucks that I felt like that, but that just measures, where my self-worth was at and my self-esteem was at and the way that I felt about myself. And it's sad that I had to feel validated by somebody that was treating me like that. It kind of really made my life fucking hell for the next couple of years. But it was just like, I don't know. I just felt like, because I have been bullied all the way up until that point, and nobody had really liked me like that, like, and I never really shoot my shot with guys or whatever, and then when I did, I got shot down, or like I was made fun of, or stuff like that. It was kind of just like, well, this is the person that liked me, this is the person that actually I thought liked me, thought loved me, and it was kind of just like, oh, well, I guess this is as good as it gets. Like, I'm just gonna have to accept it. I'm just gonna have to accept the fact of emotional abuse and manipulation, and yeah, maybe one day he might just fucking love me and wife me. But no, that was young, dumb, full of full of life Cheyenne that allowed any and everything. I just didn't think very highly of myself. I kind of just thought, this is it. I might as well accept it. This is as good as it's gonna get because of the way that I am and the way that I look. So I just, felt like I needed to accept it. And I kind of just, even after him dealing with shit that I didn't need to deal with, So it's like, I definitely feel like because of the fact that he was probably getting ridiculed for, dealing with me, that he wasn't ever planning on, I guess, taking me serious, but he was gonna give me enough for me to feel like, oh, well, maybe he does care, maybe he does da-da-da, for me to keep messing with him. Another thing, though, too, it's my fault, or it's also on me because of the fact of, like, I dealt with him for years on end, even after so many different things had transpired that was like, girl, he's not it. I was still dealing with him. Why? Because this is not for every plus size woman. Because I feel like a lot of the time people think that plus size women have self-esteem issues, which is not always the case. Some people never had to deal with bullying like that. So they never, felt like anything. Some people meet, I guess, the pretty plus size standard where people never really came at them like that. A lot of things. But in my case, I was bullied a lot of my childhood for my weight and shit like that. So it was kind of just like my self-esteem was at an all-time low. And I never really dealt with somebody on that level. So it was kind of just like, I don't really know what to like. I'm thinking this is normal. But yeah, literally just like fucking myself up. And it took a lot for me to really recognize that. Like it was even though he was doing what he was doing, I was allowing him to do what he was doing. So that's why it got as far as it did, because I kept allowing him to have access to me. I kept, you know, being there for him, and I kept allowing this shit to happen instead of putting my foot down, because I lacked self-esteem and I felt like that was what I deserved, you know what I mean? And that whole, my attachment kind of set the tone for, the relationships that I had after the fact, because again, I would ignore those red flags. I would keep dealing with the people that I was dealing with, even though I knew that it wasn't good for me, and they were, you know, doing a lot of the things that he was doing. So it was kind of just like, it took a long time for me to finally get to a point where it was just like, I'm not gonna tolerate this. I'm a baddie, whether I'm plus size or not. I know what I deserve. I know what I want from a person. I know what I'm not gonna tolerate, and that's just that, you know. But when I was young, dumb, and full of fun, I just, yeah, like I was just like, yeah, this is the best that I'm gonna get. And I guess whoever approached me, it was kind of just like, okay, well, guess I'm just gonna have to go with that. Doesn't even necessarily mean that I like the person at first, you know. So it's just fucked up the way that things ended up. A lot of my situationships really were like emotionally abusive, mentally abusive, you know, and really fucked with me. Like, it took me, and it's still a journey now, it took me a long fucking time to, you know, get to a point where it's just like, yeah, no. The people that I did deal with, they did open up to me. I did see certain shit that was going on and shit like that, and we actually did have good dialogue when it came to certain things. But because of the fact that they were going through certain things, I would push off how I felt about how shit was going. So they would be like, oh, this is happening, and blah blah blah, and then I would be like, well, I can't just leave them because, you know, this and this and that. But regardless, anything that anybody's going through is not an excuse for them to treat you like shit, period. Because of what I had to offer and the way that I treated them and how down I was for them, they weren't trying to just let me go. But I also didn't leave. I also kept letting it go on. So I do recognize a lot of the things that, you know, the situationships that I were in only continue to happen because of the fact that I didn't put my foot down, or I didn't, you know, stop the situation from happening. That was on me. And I allowed them to do as much as they wanted to do, you know. I realized I cannot change anybody. And, you know, not to say that people that are going through things can't change or whatever the case may be, or they're going to treat you like shit or anything like that. But just saying that when you see the red flags, if you have been in a relationship that was emotionally abusive or anything of that nature, and you see the red flags in another person, cut that shit off. Like, you can try it first. You can be like, hey, I don't like this. Can we do this moving forward? Because communication is definitely a huge thing. But if the response is not what it's supposed to be, cut that shit off. Or if they continue to keep doing it even after having that conversation, cut that shit off. And that's a lot of things that I've learned while I continue to deal with people. And I'm not even gonna lie, sometimes I end up in situations and I'm just like, I know better, but why the fuck? You know, and it takes me a minute to actually end the situation. Which, oh guys, there's gonna be so many story times about the toxic people that I was dealing with. I'm not even gonna hold you, like, but a lot of the time, yeah, dudes be doing that. They be trying to keep you on the low because they don't want to face or be ridiculed by their friends or whatever. they'll keep trying to keep shit on the low. They won't want to show you off. They won't want to take you out. They want to, you know what I mean? And they'll try to disguise it as, oh, well, I just want to be secret. You know, I just want to be private. I don't like people all in my business. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Blah, blah. Trust me, it's not. And even then, it's just this narrative that, you know, plus size women are easier and shit like that. Like, dudes really be trying it, bro. Dudes really be trying it. And it's like, bro, just because I'm plus size does not mean I don't have self-esteem, for one. Just because I'm plus size does not mean I'm gonna accept any fucking thing, for two. Because plus size women can have standards. Like, it's just crazy. Dating as a plus size woman is really crazy. And it's like I said, everybody's experience is not the same at all. There are some plus size women that get treated like queens, period. And I'm happy. Like, I want to see, you know, my plus size babes happy. You know what I mean? But there are some that have been through the ringer with guys solely because of the fact that they are plus size. It's just not it. This dating scene is not it. And I've actively taken myself out of it. I've taken myself out the game. I'm not doing this no more. This is very ghetto. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to deal with it anymore. And I'm not going to deal with it because I know what I deserve and what I'm not going to fucking put up with. Period. I don't shoot my shot at all. And it's probably because it's because of the fact that I don't like rejection, but it's also because of the fact of, like, I look at me and the person that I like, and it's kind of just like, and then you see the type of things that they post and the people that they post and shit like that, and it's kind of like, will they even like me? Do they even like plus size girls? Do they even like black girls? Do they, you know what I mean? Like, it's a ton of things that go through my mind, so I just kind of just admire them from afar type of thing. But I never shoot my shot. I never shoot my shot, ever. If I could give my younger self advice, it would be, girl, let that man go, bitch. Let him go. Go on about your fucking life. Focus on school. Focus on other shit. Like, don't. Just don't. Run, bitch. Run as fast as you can. Because at this point, it's kind of just like my trust in anybody that I date is at an all-time low. Whenever I see a red flag, even if it's something that could be fixed, oh no, not fixed, but something that could be talked about or negotiated or whatever the case may be, I just be like, nah. I don't even give you an explanation. I literally just will, it's not it for me anymore. And I feel like that's a good and a bad thing, because I could be missing out on something, but at the same time, it's kind of just like, I would be dumb if I was to keep, you know, ending myself up in these situations. Because fool me once, shame on you, but fool me twice, you know, shame on me. Fool me 36 million fucking times, bitch, I'm dumb. Like, I don't want to keep doing that. So it's like, me dating now, I don't really date like that, to be honest. I'm actually really just taking a break from that. I'm not dating anybody. I'm not actively dating anybody. I don't really want to date anybody, because the whole starting over thing and like getting to know somebody or whatever, it never gets to that point. Like, a lot of dudes now are just trash. Like, we need a whole batch of new people. And I don't know why. I'm scared of approaching women, because I don't know, they're scary. But nah, it's like not going on dates or whatever. I'm not trying to fucking chill with you. I don't want to go to your house. I don't want to smoke. I don't want to do any of that. Like, if you're not trying to take me on an adventure, bitch, it is what it is. I'll see you on the flip side. But dating now is just like, no, I'm not into it. I don't even want to be a part of it, bitch. Don't even look my way. You find me attractive, cool, keep it scrolling. Because it's just like, a lot of the time, dudes will approach you and they'll be like, yeah, I want to get to know you, blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you what you want to hear. And then quickly, you will see quickly, snaps back into reality. Oh, so when you trying to chill, ma, like, when you trying to come over and Netflix and chill or smoke, you smoke, you drink? No, I don't. No. I don't want any of that. I'm good on that. You can keep that. Like, And it's like, a lot of my relationships were the same way how it was with my first love. Like, it was either under wraps. It was always a fucking roller coaster of fucking emotions. They will always say, yeah, I like you, but I like 30 million other different bitches. And it was just a lot. Like, it was really a lot emotionally. It was really emotionally draining, and it's caused a lot of like trust issues, and like the way that I even form relationships with guys, or if I even do it at all. Because being plus size and dating is wild. You never know what the fuck you're gonna get. But you should never settle for less. You know your fucking worth at the fucking tax. And yeah, once you recognize them red flags, leave it the fuck alone. Don't think that, you know, you sticking around is gonna change anything. None of that. Don't ever sell yourself short, period. Because there's people out here that's gonna love you unconditionally. Why not? Yeah, love you unconditionally, treat you like the queen that you are, period. So don't all these ragamuffins out here, cut it. That dude that keep coming around and saying that he love you but not taking you on dates and not making you his girlfriend and shit, showing you off, cut it. That dude that only fuck with you sometimey, cut it. That dude that have a girlfriend or ex-girlfriend that's always around her, always, you know, you see her in the mentions and shit like that, cut it. Like, all that shit is a dub, you know? So yeah, if you feel like you want to rant or vent about anything, please interact. Send me a DM if you want it to be anonymous. If you don't, put it in the comments. Whatever you guys want to do. I want to make this a thing. You know, I want to keep doing this. I want to keep adding on to this segment, and I will keep revealing certain things. I don't know if I'll do separate story times or put it in these segments, but yeah, we need to talk more about this. I want to kiki. I want to laugh with y'all. I want to interact with y'all. Please like, share, comment, tell a friend and tell a friend, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.